See, when people who do not understand the enemy come to play in a field that they do not understand the rules, these type of things happen. The Swiss and Cameroon used Sako and Chris Ano to derail those who were really maybe standing for our struggle, as they clapped hands that something was going on in Swiss called pre-talks, and they came out on air and told us how committed Cameroon was, and that the Swiss is preparing them for an eventual talks with Paul Biya. Today, it turns out to be a big fat lie, just like the Ambazonia Governing Council have been saying, that these guys are using us for their toilet tissue. Many are those who did not listen until they saw themselves being flushed into the sewage. Many of them have given up, saying they will no longer support the struggle again, saying that the struggle is this, the struggle is that. But one thing they fail to understand is their inability to understand that the AGOVC stood firm and told them the truth from the onset, like those who already knew Paul Biya long before many of them came into the scene, like those who already understood Paul Biya and told them long before now that what Paul Biya understands is an AK for an AK, a bazooka for a bazooka, a knock for a knock. But they say, hey, get away with that. What you are saying is history. We are now. And what we need now is a government. We said, no, we tried this madness long time ago, and it split into so many factions and divided the SCNC to a way that we could not gather the SCNC anymore. If you go this road, you must have destroyed the Ambazonian people. You must have caused hatred into Ambazonian people. Even free countries today still do have problems when it comes to government. They only have governments because there is no better option, and there is no government that has ever freed a people. They eat from the people, they do not free people. They went and they formed what they called their interim government. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have four, just like I predicted in Nigeria. You see, here we are with the gospel truth that the Swiss talks was all a scam. Just like I told them in Nigeria, and they pulled me out of the conclave, that if they form what they want to form here today called a government, the AGOVC will not be a part of it, and they will be scamming the Ambazonian people. Ever since then, some Ambazonians have moved from one scam to another, from one scam to another, until the fourth scam that we saw, a shame called an inauguration of another scam. And some people were still standing there clapping. The AGOVC has never changed. The vanguard of the revolution never changed. We are still on the same principle that we were born with. We are still standing on the same foundation with very deep roots that we were planted with. And nothing should shake any AGOVC. Nothing should make any AGOVC not to be prouder of the foundation and leadership on which he or she stands. The revelation these days have made so many of us to ponder and wonder what happened to Amazonians. What is wrong with Amazonians? What is happening to people with good eyes that don't see? What is wrong with people with good ears that don't listen? Good brains that cannot think or make research? People who are having good hearts but very gullible, full of excitement and believing what should I call publicity contest in a revolution. This thing is not 100 meter, it's a marathon, and when you start it, make sure you have the energy. But you will notice that many of those who joined and formed this madness called the IG had no energy. They had no energy. They didn't even know it was a marathon. They thought it was 100 meters. And that is why we see many of them who got in and castigated us, like the Nto Fonchas, the Ngu Santos, the Success in Congo, and scores of them are now whining and dining with La République du Cameroon as their best friends. But they supported the madness. They joined to try to kill the fathers of the revolution. They joined and tried to kill those who stood and have given their all for the revolution. They joined and tried to kill those with pains, those who have scars to show for as pains inflicted upon them by the vicious and barbaric government of La République du Cameroon. Where is today your so-called Eric Tato that you used to castigate the AGOC leadership, that you used to castigate Dr. Cho Ayaba? Where is today your Amber Police, Ata something that you use to make all type of rubbish against the AGOC and against Dr. Cho Ayaba? Where is today the gentleman or not so gentleman who made a scam or a prank in the United Kingdom against Dr. Cho Ayaba and the AGOC? Where are they today? Where are they today? And I ask you a question. Where is Dr. Cho Ayaba and the AGOC today? Have they wavered? Have they ever thought of giving up? Have they reduced their stamina or stability? They are still there, moving on with what they believed long even before many of you got in. It is only in Amazonia that you find out that people with longevity of service, people that have been tried and tested, are being squashed away for people without track record, people whose backgrounds are unknown, people who cannot clearly articulate the reasons as to why they fight. It is only in Amazonia that they don't learn from history, like the Thomas Sankaras, like the Patrice Lumumba, who were killed. And today, Burkina Faso have never been the same without Thomas Sankara. The Democratic Republic of Congo have never been the same without Patrice Lumumba. At that time, they thought they were doing themselves a favor because the media that was controlled by the Europeans, by these white people, painted this patriot dark. And what all Africans in those countries saw was darkness, and they made away with them. But today, they cry. Where is Colonel Gaddafi today? As the media painted him black, all what Libyans saw of him was that darkness that was painted to them by the West. Colonel Gaddafi is no more, but Libya will never be the same. Where are so-called friends of Libya who gathered to push out Colonel Gaddafi away? Why haven't they put Libya together as it was before? It is a lesson for us Ambazonians to learn that a prophet is never accepted in his hometown. He's only being glorified when it's too late, when he is or she is no longer there. Let us not let this be our portion. We should open our eyes, stop hate, jealousy, and move forward with the leadership that has been tested, that has scars to show for what they have done, rather than fiction and stories that has got no meaning, no evidence, and nothing to show for but a certain biblical quote that the Lord told me in a dream that I'll one day be a president, and that is their track records. Nonsense. We gotta stand up. Ladies and gentlemen. Shey, Kaavi, Wamalim here in a deep reflection as to what is wrong with us, citizens of Ambazonia.